Hello, hello, hello. JoeHart here. Person with disabilities, primarily invisible disabilities. How's it going tonight? Um, I've done some huge overhauling of my studio here. I guess I didn't think of this as a studio until a couple of weeks ago or months ago, or it was long overdue of being, modified, or So that's what I'm mostly testing. I'm OCD, so I tore everything down, and it was pretty cool. And I don't do things slowly or hello. By the way, just want to do a shout out to all the streams I'm going to and all the live viewers. Thank you very much for all the live viewers. I really appreciate you, and I especially appreciate comments. Um, all are welcome. It's fine to have spectators, watchers, viewers, listeners. Some people call them lurkers, but I don't. I tend to stay away from that word. I like spectator. One of my viewers that do comment suggested spectators, and I like that. So I'll probably try to start using that instead of all the other words I say. But thank you to all of them. And also, I'd like to thank the people that watch it as a replay. Thank you very much for watching this as a replay. I hope to continue to go down, to reduce the length of my videos. That's still evolving, but I hope that generally, tonight might be a little special, and I think I'm going to run the risk that every one of my streams will be a little special. But tonight, it might be a little special. But last week, I was trying to get into the swing of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday being earlier in the night, 4, 5, 6, 7 p.m. For less than an hour, and they would have topics, and since I'm generally going to be covering motorsports, probably, then Monday would most likely be. Last week I wanted to do Monday as This Week in Motorsports, which is that's my service mark, my trademark. It's what I've been doing for 11 years plus. But it was Monday night, so all I ended up, I didn't even talk about that at all. Instead, I talked about results, standings, points, that kind of stuff. And I tell people often that I generally, I've been involved with motorsports for about 12 years, and it's a long story and whatever, but it's been about 12 years, and for some reason, I've just never really been interested in the family, what's it called? The victory lane and victory circle. And I've never really cared about who won a race. I always was, as soon as the race was over, I was into the next week. I was looking for the TV schedule to print that up, and I was looking for the entry list, but that was, another, usually a day or two later, but it could be on Sunday, so I was already just always looking for other stuff. And I know some of my viewers, of course, will enjoy, who won and, all that stuff. Now, I do like points and standings, so I probably will easily cover that. But anyway, that will probably be Monday. Monday will probably be, this is generally, like as you can tell, March Madness is in my description. And I'll get to that in a minute. But okay, so for after I do point, results, points, and standings for, the things that just happened the week before, or, maybe, Formula One sometimes is every other week or every fourth week. I mean, it's only once it's every fourth week. And then it's kind of split between every week to every other week. An IndyCar, I haven't figured out the time pattern, but it's probably once every 2 or 3 weeks, and then but right now it's 4 weeks. So anyway, I haven't figured out their time pattern. I want to figure that out so I know it. But anyway, so a Tuesday would be the This Week in Sports. That's that's pertaining to the prior to, I was rather involved in 2022 motorsports season, and I went to about 22 events live, mostly as media, whether I was officially, legally, or whether I was credentialed or not. I was actually media regardless of what my credentialing was. I was the media covering the event. So I did about 22 events. And then, sorry, I'm a little distracted here. This is including my test. This is, I've done a lot of change with my studio that I use to do my YouTube lives, and I took it all apart and then I put it all back together. So I want to make sure everything was put back together correctly, and that everything works and stuff. So that was the testing part. And then the scheduling wasn't really listed in there, but Tuesday, hopefully, generally, will be This Week in Motorsports, and then Wednesday, Thursday would be kind of a additional topics for the coming weekend or the past weekend. Anything like the big news of motorsports would be Wednesday, Thursday, or overview or something like that, or miscellaneous, as so many of my things are. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday would be just dictated by the motorsports events. And so, two weekends ago, I did a 10+ hour stream, which was 3 different events. It was the Formula One race, and it finished before the IndyCar race started, and then that finished before the NASCAR started, or maybe they're close to it. But anyway, I covered all 3, and I did one video. I did one stream. I probably will change that in the future. I will probably do, I'll probably do 3 separate streams for that. But hold on one second. So that would be completely dictated on the schedule. And also, last week it was the first race and opening of Formula One, the first race and opening of IndyCar, and then it was the third race of NASCAR. And I try to be full disclosure. I try to let everybody know, full disclosure, where Formula One is really my top choice. Kinda. I mean, Formula E is, or anyway, it depends on the day, I guess. But of those 3, Formula One would be my choice, top choice. IndyCar probably second, NASCAR third. I'm having a love-hate relationship with them. It leans a little more toward hate these days, but that's been true since I went to my first event in 2009 and 2010, and then 2011, I started going to 10 and 12 races a year in NASCAR. But anyway, so that's kind of how those would rate. So again, the weekend schedule for Formula One, they do 23 races in a year, and that's 20 countries. 3 of them are in the United States, 2 of them are in Italy, and then the rest are one race, one country, one race, one country. That's how you come up to 20 countries. And there's, a boatload of time zones. I think it goes from and I'm in Eastern Standard Time, and that's what, when you see TV schedules, they're all in Eastern Standard Time. I don't know why, because in New York City and NBC and CBS are all based in New York City. I don't know why it is, but they do them all in Eastern Standard Time. So from there, Formula One schedules go from, -2 hours to plus 16 hours or something like that. So there's a huge range. So that schedule can be really almost 24 hours a day. It could be any time. And then, IndyCar, is kind of more normal hours, and NASCAR is more normal hours. There's still some variances, when it's on the West Coast and they care about the East Coast TV, you got to make decisions. So anyway, that would be how the schedule works, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. As far as, and I would, like I said, I would love to, testing right now is the most important right now. I would love, where's my thing here? I would love to test what I usually do on Sundays, and that is watch the race right here. My TV is much closer, and I listen to it. I usually have an earbud in my ear, and then sorry. So I usually have an earbud in, and then I'm, showing things over here and talking to my viewers and stuff and commenters and all that stuff. So I wouldn't mind testing that. I don't know if anybody's watching TV, but I'd probably want to watch, whatever. If you want to help me with the testing, whatever you're watching on TV, I would like to be watching on TV and then be distracted and then, just test it. But it's, I like to test everything because I get nervous about making sure everything works and stuff. So anyway, that's how that would be. Now the March Madness, it's yesterday was Sunday, Selection Sunday, and that's when they announced the 68 teams. And I have a schedule that we can look over for a little bit if we want. Now the previous, I'm originally from Louisville, Kentucky. And the closest professional team to us was Cincinnati Reds. And I lived in Louisville. So the Louisville Cardinals was generally a really good basketball team. And certainly in my college age kind of era, they won the championship twice. Hey, guard. No, thanks. Let's see. I want to. No, but thank you. Let's see here. Huh. Guard roving. Yeah, maybe I don't, I guess I don't mute and ban people enough. I thought I knew how to do it, and it appears that yours is not available. Huh. So I don't know if you can get around things. Oh, wait. Okay, that's Twitch. Sorry, that's Twitch. That's why I couldn't show up. So anyway, so March Madness, they announced the 68 teams. I had a stream last night. I was experimenting last night, and I had a stream about the Selection Sunday, and it wasn't a really good stream. I wasn't doing exceptionally well with it. As I was on a new device, or an old, really old device that I needed to try to get working because I needed an extra one, and so it didn't go too well. But so that was the 68, and then but it starts, the first four. That's what it's called. There's the final four, but therefore they use some similar term. It's called the first four. So it's the first four games, which is the first 8 teams. 8 teams are in the pre-tournament kind of, and that gets the 4. So when 4 are eliminated, then it's back to the original 68. Then it goes 68, 32, 16, 8, 4, 2, 1. So that's how it works. So the first 4 is in Dayton, Ohio, as it has been for, I think, every year. It's been forever. 25, 35 years. I don't know. It's been forever. I think it started as an exception, and they're like, "Oh, we got this situation, so we have to have extra games," and then they made it typical. I don't understand. It seems to me that you could choose 64 teams just as easy as you can choose 68 teams. Plus the 8 outside of it, it's 11th versus 16th. 11th versus 16th. So I don't get that either. It seems like it would be well, I guess you can't have all 16ths because then someone will get in that may not. Okay, I guess that's why they do it, because you don't want someone to get in that is not that they shouldn't get in. So anyway, so that's Tuesday and Wednesday, and then the regular tournament starts the next day. So so Tuesday and Wednesday is pre-tournament. And then the standard tournament is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the next week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then the next week, Saturday, Monday. So that's how it goes. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I went to University of Louisville. Half my family went to University of Kentucky. So college basketball was really important. For some reason back then I was a pretty good student, and I didn't get good grades, but I was smart, so they had me be a tutor. So I tutored multiple basketball players that were on the winning team of 1988. I forget the year. Let's see here. They won in 81, and I forget. They won in 2 years, kind of close to each other, like every 6 years later or something. So I think it was 1981 or 82. Anyway, sorry about that. So it's always been pretty important, but I haven't been active in the last 25, 30 years or thereabouts. I'm just guessing. So it's 25, 30 years. So every time it would get pretty close to I would forget about March Madness. And then when it was the night of, I'm like, of the selection Sunday, I'm like, oh, I wanted to cover it. I'm media, so I like to cover different events. And so I was like, I wanted to call it. Anyway, I thought of it this year, like 5 days ago or 6 days ago. I was like, I've got enough time. Now I can do this, So anyway, I'm planning to go to some of the race. See, I'm in motorsports, so I say races, but I hope to go to some of the games and cover them as a media person, of course, as a typical media person. And then, but I'm in my current situation, this is true all the time anyway, but especially true now, I'm a person with disabilities. I'm on a fixed income. I don't have discretionary. I'm here, Joe, be survivor. Hey, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, this is more of a test. I think I mentioned last night. Wait a minute, let me rub my eye. I was having trouble standing up to look at the TV, and I think I think Liza Bell said, hey, you can move it down to eye level. And I'm like, there's so much to do. And I mean, my apartment is not miraculously perfectly cleaned. So I was like, okay, I'll try to do it. So anyway, I did it today. I woke up and I have to do everything extremely. So I tore the whole thing down and then, vacuumed and washed the walls and brush the ceiling, and I'm OCD. So I mean, and again, the rest of our apartment is OMG. But I wanted to. So I set it up, and last night I was experimenting also. I was like, oh wow, yeah, it is kind of cool. So last night I was using good job, Joe. Thanks, Be Survivor. I appreciate that. It's it's still a work in progress, but I've done quite a bit. So anyway, I have 3 laptops. 2 of them are notoriously, they're all old, but one's really, really old. One's really old, and then one's just old. So anyway, one of them worked last night for my my selection Sunday stream, and it was lousy. I was, my stomach was on the screen, and they were seeing the ceiling, and someone somehow was booted out of my normal stream, which had B up as the panelist, as a superb panelist, as she always is. Thank you, B. Of course, thank you, B. So, but somehow they were no longer in B's stream, and somehow they found my stream, and it was the weirdest thing. But they're like, I'm looking at the ceiling, and I'm like, I know how lousy this one is. You don't have to critique it, please. I'm just trying to get through it, and I'm interrupting B and screaming 8 school names, and then I'm like, okay, you talk, and then, so it was anyway. So since I reset everything up brand new, I got, I've had like 3 ounces of Pine Sol for the last 17 years. And I use a little bit, and then I'm like, Joe, just go buy another bottle and you can start. But I think you can use a real lot. So I used Pine Sol, and I cleaned up everything, the walls and the windows, and, so anyway, because we're starting from scratch, I set up all 3 laptops. So my laptop that I'm staring at right now, I'm only streaming one stream, but I'm also streaming just on one device and only on one platform, StreamYard, and then I go out to 8. Anyway, that's a little complicated. But anyway, so this laptop is going right now. There's 2 No. Did I kick her out? Like, what does that mean? OMG, I'm panicking. What if I mess something up while I was streaming? I am fairly certain you did nothing wrong. I'm fairly certain you've done nothing wrong. I have, like right now, when I clicked on okay, so let me click on your panel, your comment. When I click on that right there, I'm pretty close to the 3 dots. So it's pretty easy to accidentally hit the 3 dots, and I'm going to hit them. It's not a good idea to do, but I hit them, and I'm going to make sure I don't do anything. But it says put user in timeout or block user, and that's the 3 choices. But I'm going to go way far away from it now, and I'm going to click. And why don't you say a comment just so I know I didn't do anything? But I have, like in Brit's stream, occasionally they'll go, they'll say, OMG, we didn't mean to block, sorry, it's going to be 5 minutes. You can't talk for 5 minutes. And I'm like, that's BS. They're BSing. But I really have clicked pretty close to those 3 dots and then go, oh, okay, good. Phew. So that was a good example. So anyway, I mean, I hear about people's devices and the quality and the condition the devices are in. So, I mean, I'm sure it's entirely possible to do something like that. But I'm going to, we need to stop talking about that. I'm 100% sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 99.99999% sure. And it's the topic that I can't say by words, but, oh dear, I hope I didn't mess anything up. No, I think she would have gotten the message. I mean, literally the message. I think it would have said, you've been banned for 5 minutes or you've been blocked. She would get that message. So she wouldn't be going, I'm booted out. Can someone tell me where I am? Get me into one of these streams, So it would, I think I've been blocked or banned or something. I think I got 5 minutes once or something. So, I mean, it tells you what's going on. So she would have known what's up. And then she would have, that would have been a different topic. But like I said, I'm 99.99999% sure that what happened is what you're totally aware of what I did last night, which are those words that I'm not going to speak. But, it happened at that moment when I started talking about Sunday selection. When I started talking about Sunday selection, poof, she was gone. So, what I do believe, you know that number more than one, that number more than one, that number more than one. I don't think that's, I wouldn't say allowed, but I might say allowed. But so it's poof, just like that. A Big Brother did it. Big Brother did it. Oh, okay, I'll calm down. Poof, just like that. Weird. Are you getting what I'm saying? Big Brother has community guidelines. Some things can't, some, they're frowned upon and stuff. So I think it happened, and then they took measures. so that's what I'm thinking happened. Now, and the other, which I've never been able to, I don't want to use too many words. Okay, so now, okay, to go a little further, as my mind won't stop, but a third option, and I won't say it's a language barrier or anything like that, but there have been some of my viewers that more than 4 or 5 times, some of my viewers have said, wow, I was kicked out. I have to, and then I wouldn't quite understand what was the thought process or what the actual process was. I'll have to reboot, or I'll have to do this, or I'll have to do this. And then, so I don't know. There could be incompatibilities on computers, or, I don't know. It's so much. It's so hard to tell with, sorry, I clean. I like liquid cleaning. I don't like dry cleaning. And then I wet things. Look at that poor thing. I had to get it wet. And of course, the bottom's going to be falling apart. So another expenditure of my OCD. Hopefully the laptops won't start, because I just poured ounces of water in them. No, I did use liquid, special liquid. So anyway, anyway, I think I got to March Madness. I have stuff to look at, but I didn't know. So anyway, this is my earbud, and I'm putting it into my ear, and this is my testing. My TV is right here. The TV and laptop are practically touching each other. They're like a V, or a little wider V. So there's Sizzling computers doesn't seem like a fun time. And like me just deleting that hard drive, I keep sticking my hand on the burner. I keep using water. I keep using water on things that shouldn't have water. So I keep putting my hand on the burner. I don't know. I don't know why I do that, but I keep doing it. So anyway, for some reason, this video on News Nation is really distracting to me. So I can't even listen to her. I mean, it's just, So anyway, can't you have a burned hand? Is there a burned hand emoji? So, anyway, News Nation isn't going to be good for this test. I wish I had, I guess I could be playing, YouTube and just be playing a recorded motorsports event. But anyway, I'm trying to do this test of everything, have the earbud on, having News Nation talking to me, which I like News Nation, but it's distracting. Their cadences, or I think they shout or something. Their cadences don't help me Anyway, as you can tell, I can't finish a complete sentence because of News Nation. But so anyway, so I would be looking. This is how close I would be if I was announcing the race. You know, Kyle Busch, Kurt, you know, Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, William Byron's going to win a third race in a row. You know, this is how close I'd be. And I could probably adjust it a little bit, but I don't have to stand up. My feet won't give out. I have, you know, every body is falling apart as time goes by, but, and I'm heavy and I'm out of shape and stuff, but you know, my feet, I can't really stand for an extended period of time. And when the TV was up there, I had to stand to see the names. And that was my excitement, was to say the names and the gap between the drivers. So I'm sitting now. The chair's not super comfortable, but it's okay. And it's also kind of at eye level. So like I said, you know, that might be a little too close to this camera, but that's me looking at the TV, reading the names. Now I can probably wedge it a little differently, which I guess I'll be tweaking it all the time. So anyway, it's kind of, did the redesign work, you know, and, you know, like I said, I have 3 laptops, but I ended up pulling out. I mean, all the additional devices that I added to my YouTube, just make sure there are no beard crumbs, because those will show. LOL. I know from experience. Hubby beard almost as big as yours. No way. Holy moly. That's pretty big. Yeah. I'm not, well, I don't want to go into too many details, but there are times that I'm ultra grooming and sometimes I'm not so grooming. So yeah, that would be something I have to consider, but I just don't like to be that close anyway. So, but anyway, I would probably move that and stuff. So, anyway, that's how that would work. But like I said, all the devices that I've added to my, you know, my studio, if I want to call it a studio, none of them are really working. So I added 2 laptops. They're right underneath this laptop. One's open, and this one's open on top of the open laptop. The third one, I'm not getting. That one's closed. Way. LOL. I know all about the crumbs. No, but is it this big? That's a pretty big beard. Damn, his is just as big. Way. But I didn't clarify what my exclamation was about. Mine was about how big mine is. Not, I mean, I'm not bragging, but I'm like, wow, I don't meet many people that have a beard just as big as mine. So, anyway, I did add, well, my main iPod doesn't have a home yet. Plus, I didn't find a home for, I just thought of it like, you know, I just thought of it like 40 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh no, but I didn't find a home for my teleprompter. And I'm not going to use that teleprompter a lot, but I certainly did like my 2 shorts, and I got some good free, I got some good feedback from some of my faithful followers. Almost as long, almost as wide. Yep, his is just a bit smaller. Man, never once. I didn't hear that once from you. I don't think you told. So that's cool. So you know the crumbs way. So anyway, I've added, again, not everything's working. So I added 2 iPads. So now I have 3 laptops, 3 iPads, and I haven't done this yet, but I've always had 3 looming iPhones near my area. And the challenge with all those older Apple things, yep, love the shorts. Yeah, man, I'll definitely need to find a place for my teleprompter. And, you know, the first second video, no, wait, the second first. Yeah, the second first video I made, my prompter was on top of my laptop. I had it it was my iPhone, and I was just leaning against my desk, the thing on the top part of my desk, and on top of it was the most horrible thing in the world. So I definitely need to find a home for the teleprompter. It might be one of the new iPads, but iPads are big. I might want to find one of the iPhones to do it. But anyway, the problems with the two, I don't want to call them newest because they're super old. So the two iPads I just added to my, my ensemble or whatever, my orchestra, and the three phones that I have not added yet. The problem with all five of those is where's the charger and where's the cable and can I get it going? And would I even have enough electrical outlets to plug into? I think it's a great idea. The teleprompter? Yeah, the teleprompter was cool. And, like I said, I'm not a good writer, but I'm a good editor. So I have to write it, my script or, and then I'm a great editor, but that also is very time consuming. So I rewrote. And I'm like, stop and timed it, my first video, my first video was 1 minute and 3 seconds or 1 minute and 5 seconds. So I was like, I don't know how to edit. I don't know. And then on the fly, I figured out how to edit. It's easier to edit at the end. So I had already been criticized for what I said at the end. And I'm like, oh, well, great. 3 seconds. I can just take it off. So anyway, I had to keep getting it down to time. And it was fun. I mean, I don't know if I'd like to be a voice over person, but wait a minute. Whew, let's back up. I know I sound like a female, so I don't think I want to be a voiceover only for that reason, because I sound like a female, which is no big deal. I mean, I'm not, effeminate because it or emasculated or, whatever. It's just the fact. So, I think just conceptually, I think I'd love to be a voiceover. So I've always thought of teleprompting and writing scripts and, so, and those people I can't talk about, we owned a theater business and I don't know theater at all. And those other entities knew a lot about theater. So they, anyway, so I learned a lot about hiring and firing actors and writing script and editing scripts. And, it was pretty intense, but, so I was like, yeah, this would be cool. I could do these. So, and I think that's where, I never wrote really well, but I'm a good editor. You give me something written and I can critique it and make it better. I mean, I think I'm a good editor. So, anyway, we'll just see. So I don't know what's going on tonight. So, it is cool. Yeah. No, you don't sound like a female. I do on my telephone. The first thing my brother said when he heard you was, is he a radio broadcaster? I told him what you do. And he said, you sound like you should be on the radio. Do I look like I should be on the radio? No, I know you didn't say that. You got a face for radio. Yeah, I know you didn't say that. So, that would be cool. I mean, there are some great radio broadcasters. You're like, yeah, you have the really deep voice and, all that stuff. So, my bro is a musician and radio junkie. So that's saying something. It would be cool. I mean, I wouldn't, I'm not opposed to it for sure. I mean, there's a lot of, I'm disabled and I would need ADA accommodations and all that stuff. And my kitty cat would have to be with me and, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I mean, I'm not opposed to it for sure. But so anyway, I hope as I start, I don't know how I can do this because I want everything. The laptop I'm looking at now, I want it to be completely portable. I can tear it down. Like I can end my stream, turn everything off and strip it away and walk out the door with it. So I want it completely portable. But as I'm doing this stream right now, I'm like, yeah, the teleprompter would be right on top of this. anyway, it would be kind of cool. So why don't you call me? You have called me on the phone. You definitely don't have to worry about your voice. It's great. Well, thank you very much. But I'm not young, and I mean, for 40 years, sorry, for 35 years, when I would answer a phone, 85% of the time, the person would say, "Hello, Mrs. Hart, is your husband there?" And I'm not going to buy their stuff anyway, but I get catty with them. I'm like, well, you just lost the sale, and I am the husband, or, however I would answer that. But that happened 85% of the time. And the other 15% of the time, they didn't guess the gender. I mean, it's weird that they would even, you're not supposed to guess the gender. You just say, "Hi, is Joe Hart there?" Or, you ask for whoever you want. So it's, and I think I've told you that story before. And I thought you had said, "Oh, yeah." Oh, no, I think you said, "Yeah, it happens to you, but in the opposite direction." But I thought, anyway, most people agree with me. They're right. They're like, "Yeah, when you're on the phone, you sound like a missus," which is no big deal. I mean, I don't care. It doesn't affect me. But anyway, who knows? Maybe I can make so many shorts that people will be beating down my door and say, "You've got a radio." Yep, everybody thinks I'm a man, which I agree. I mean, I never hear that in your voice, but I will agree with what Liza said last night, and I'm butchering it. I like to read it and quote it exactly. So I apologize for butchering it, but she said, "Wow, B, I love your voice." And I agree. I mean, I think it's a great voice, but I don't pick genders on voices. I think that's but I don't see that. So so I'm sorry. So yes, portable laptop's the best. It is the best. But that story got a little too. I was just talking about once I get one of these iPhones, iPads, whatever I get going on my teleprompter, I want it there all the time. So I would actually use duct tape and put the Apple. I would duct. You know what I mean? That when you open a laptop, usually the camera is right in the top of the middle of the black bar. Well, I would duct tape the iPhone right behind that so that the camera, the screen would be right there. So obviously then it's not portable. So, I mean, I guess, no, I guess we can just unplug everything, close the laptop and leave the iPhone where it is and put it in my backpack and take it on my trip. So, I mean, I guess it can. I guess it can continue to be. Yeah, no. No, yeah. Yeah, no. You don't need to become a radio broadcaster. He was just saying you have a great voice. Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm not going to make a career change just because. Yeah. I talk all over the place. So I understood that. I wouldn't. A, I'm not going to get a job. And B, I'm not going to get a job. And C, if I did, it would be Formula E, but that's international, and I can't have 88, so I wouldn't do it. And what are we up to? D, Formula One, but same thing. It's international, and I can't have the 88. So, and no one else I want to work for. And I can't. I'm not a good worker. So, and I'm disabled. There's reasons for all that kind of stuff. So, anyway, so cool. So, anyway, so March Madness, if I had a bunch of money for gas, I would leave today. I guess I would have left today if I had a ton of money and gone to the first game tomorrow night and then gone every single day after that. But I can't because of gas and gas prices and gas mileage. So, anyway, first, the last four teams are called the Final Four. So they did a play on words and talked about the first couple of games as the first four. So there's the Final Four, which everybody knows, and then there's the first four, which is the first four games. So it's really the first 8 teams. And it's weird how that came about. And I was talking about that earlier, but it's always in Dayton, Ohio, which I used to live in Dayton, Ohio, and my sister, lives near there and stuff. But I used to live there. So I'm kind of bummed not going tomorrow night. I'm going to for sure watch the game, but I'll probably stream. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to stream 2.5 hours of a basketball game that they can't watch, but I don't know what I'll do. Plus, there's 2 games. It's 6:40 and 9:10, so it's a 2-hour game, and then whenever the starting time for the second game is just an estimation. The way they come up with it is the first game happens, and it's usually about 2 hours, and then the moment it ends, 30 minutes later, the second game starts. So that's the defining moment of the second game. So it's 6:40. I think that's 9:10. Yeah, 6:40, 9:10. So obviously, I'm not going to do 5 hours of streaming of 2 games that no one can, anyway, I haven't figured out how I'm going to do, which, no, I don't think it could be shorts. But as you can tell, I'm thinking a lot about it on what I can do with this March Madness stuff. But anyway, because the limited gas and stuff, I won't go to Dayton for Tuesday and Wednesday for the first 8, 4, 2, so it's 4 games total. Yeah. So 2 nights, 4 games. Yeah. So, okay. Tuesday has 2 games. Wednesday has 2 games. And then the tournament kind of starts on Thursday. But the first set of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the closest city for me is Albany, New York, and that's Friday, Saturday. I like to go a day or 2 early and get set up and find the truck stops and, find all the good stuff and the libraries and the, all the Walmarts and all that stuff. And I like to just get it all set up. And then I'm, I wake up, take a shower, drive to the place and get there really, really, really early. I had an appointment this Friday that I rescheduled. That was too stressful. But now I've got Formula One Friday morning. So I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? And of course, I want to do everything, but that's not going to happen. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do the first. I think I'm going to do free practice 1, which is 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning Friday, and then leave and haul my butt to Albany and get set up and then go to the, they open the doors 90 minutes before the game starts, but I would probably ask for an ADA accommodation of getting in even before that. So I would love to get there as early as possible. So anyway, so like I said, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is actually Friday, Sunday. It's either Thursday, Friday. It's either Thursday, Saturday or Friday, Sunday. That's how they work, so it'd be Friday, Sunday for Albany. And then usually when I hit the road, I don't like coming home, but I can't do that. I have to come home. So I'd come back on Sunday and then the next set of Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is Thursday, Saturday, the Sooner days, and it's in New York City. It's Madison Square Garden, which is a cool place to go to, and I've been to it before, but I'm just laughing because, well, where I stay and stuff. So it would be interesting for sure. And I've done it before. New York isn't any big deal, but anyway, so that would be the Thursday, Saturday. And then the next weekend is Saturday, Monday in Houston, which I would not go to Houston. So anyway, so yeah, I skip Tuesday, Wednesday. I would do Friday, Sunday, come home, Friday, Sunday in Albany, come home, and then go out Thursday, Saturday to New York City, and then come home. So that's kind of the schedule for the March Madness. Formula One is, I guess, why don't we start showing some stuff? Let's see here. So present, share screen, Formula One. So that's it there. That's Formula One. I don't know what STC is. That's the sponsor, but I don't know what STC is. It's probably Saudi something, like Technical Corporation or something like that. But I don't know. I'm just guessing. The S probably means Saudi or Saudi Arabia. Because it's usually I don't want to say local because it's very international, but it's probably their local sponsors. It's a local company for a local track. Anyway, Formula One, STC, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2023. This is Formula One's second race. It's this coming weekend, and their first race was 2 weekends ago. So it's every other weekend, at least this time. So I'm going to go off screen and I'm going to go off screen to you all. So I'm going to go full screen layout. So I'm now off the screen for you, but I can still see this. Now I'm going to go off screen myself so I can read it. So now I can't see your comments and stuff. Uh-oh, where am I? I clicked on the wrong thing. Okay, so here it is. So, oh, no. This is the complete schedule. So anyway, it's, there's 3 different series. Right at the top there is Porsche Sprint Challenge Middle East, and then FIA Formula 2, and then Formula 1. So, yeah, this is a real comprehensive Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I print that up every Formula 1 race. And, yeah, I tabbed the wrong thing. So let's remove that from the screen. Okay, there it is. So let's stop screen, present, share screen. Share screen, share screen, share screen. Okay, so this is this is, as I said, there's 3 streams. I'm sorry. Whoo, golly. 3 series this weekend. Formula 1, Formula 2, and that other, the Porsche something Middle East. Porsche Sprint, I think, something Middle East. So this schedule here is just for Formula 1. So it's like every week. I'm going to go off screen so I can read it. So this is race weekend, same thing, Formula 1, STC, Saudi Arabian Grand Prix 2023. But I'm going to scroll down and start at the bottom. There. So that's the 5 events. See, right there it says full schedule. That's the first thing we're looking at. But yeah, that gets crazy busy. So here's the 5 things. So this is, as you can see on the left side, it says my time. And then if we click track time, it's 7 hours ahead. There's a 7-hour difference. That the race says 20. And then for my time, it says 13, which is military time, which is 1 p.m. So anyway, let's go down to the bottom here. So March 17th, practice 1, 9:30 to 10:30 on Friday, the 17th. That's probably the one I will do from home before I hit the road. The second one, I doubt if I'll do anything with, but I'd love to. March 17th, practice 2, 1 o'clock to 2 o'clock. Yeah, that's local time. 1 to 2. I might kind of be close to. Anyway, I could probably do it. Head toward Albany, hit a truck stop, get Wi-Fi, and then do it. So that's possible, but highly unlikely. And then March 18th is Saturday, and my March Madness is Friday, Sunday. So Saturday, the whole day I'm off. So I can do all day of Formula 1. So March 18th, free practice 3 is 9:30 to 10:30. Again, same as Friday for free practice 3. And then same day, March 18th, Saturday, qualifying is, again, 1 to 2. That might be a new thing for this year. Usually the time of day for Friday and Saturday are not the same, and especially not Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So here, Friday's, practice 2 is 1,300, qualifying is 1,300, and race is 1,300. That's not real typical. I think they like to pick different times of the day because of tires and gas, and they like to test different things. So, but I think last week, the first race, 1.5 weeks ago, they did the same thing. So it might be a new thing. They might be trying to do that. So, anyway, so that's it. Oh, so the qualifying is 1 to 2, and those are both Saturdays, so I could cover them, even though I'll be in Albany at some truck stop or something. And then March 19th, which is the Sunday, which is the race at 1 p.m. My first March Madness game is at 6:40. So I guess I could cover the Formula One race. So I guess I'm covering most likely free practice 1, most likely not free practice 2, and then definitely the next 3. Practice 3, qualifying, and race. So that's kind of cool. I was thinking I was going to be far less available for that stuff. So anyway, let me get that off the screen. Uh-oh, golly, wrong one. Let's see here. So that's how those work. And so what else did we say? Triple header. Yeah, I probably won't talk about that much, except to say I'm not going to really do anything with as I continue to say, Formula One is kind of my top for motorsports. Formula One is my top priority. Although I don't like using the word bored, but I'm gonna be done with Max Verstappen and Red Bull racing pretty quickly. I don't like dominations. I don't like dynasties. I don't like bullies. I don't like the same person winning every week. I mean, I get nothing out of that. It's just no fun. And I can watch their races and just ignore who's first, and then just watch, 2nd through 19th, or, usually 18th and 19th are a wash also. So, 2nd to, 17th or whatever, the rest of them. So I can still, follow them with the best of them. So, anyway, for the Formula One, for motorsports, Formula One number 1, IndyCar number 2, and NASCAR number 3. Now, motorsport, March Madness kind of messes that up and tops everything. Kind of. I mean, as you can tell, though, on Formula One, it's still competition with each other. I'm like, I want to do that. I want to do that. I want to do that. But NASCAR, there's no question. I'm like, nope. I'm going to be doing March Madness. So there is a triple header coming up this weekend. It is at Atlanta. Their triple crown, most triple headers. I should get out the schedule so I know exactly what it is. But triple headers happen probably. I wish I knew the exact time, but exact number. But probably it happens 7 or 8 or 9 times or something like that. So it happens pretty often. But generally, when it happens, Friday is NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. Saturday is NASCAR Xfinity Series. And Sunday is NASCAR Cup Series. I almost said Sprint. It's not Sprint anymore. NASCAR Cup Series. In Atlanta coming up this weekend, theirs is very unique. Truck and Xfinity are on Saturday. I mean, it's not a huge difference, but it's pretty. It's the only truck that does it. So, again, those are the days off from March Madness. So I might be able to do something with them, especially if they're, even though Saudi Arabia is 7 hours ahead. Again, their races must be really late in the day there, because when it's 7 hours ahead, I'm usually doing things that I'm still figuring out all this series. Yeah, man, I'm probably all over the place. I'm not really explaining things very well, but feel free to ask any questions. But So anyway, yeah, I don't know if Xfinity, which is the second, NASCAR Cup Series is the top series. That's, for previous X drivers, that's where Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Dale Earnhardt Sr. and Tony Stewart and all them, they're all in the top, the NASCAR Cup Series. And for present drivers, Kyle Busch is pretty famous, and Joey Logano rocks the world. He's in that. So, and then there's their NASCAR Xfinity Series, which is one, that's the second series, but they're still cars. The third series is called Truck Series because they're trucks. So anyway, NASCAR Xfinity Series is the second. I don't know who's big there. Cole Custer. Yeah, it's kind of an anonymous. I mean, within 5 races, I'll know all their names or most of their names, and I'll be able to recite them and stuff. But right now, I don't really care, or there haven't been enough races, and I can't retain it and whatever. But so that's kind of anonymous. When I covered, excuse me, sorry about that. So when I covered the results, points, and standings, I was mostly looking at owners' points and owners' standings because the drivers are just generic or anonymous, or I don't know how to describe them. So now the NASCAR Camping Craftsman, sorry, it used to be called Camping World. So NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, and this is their first that was this is the first year with Craftsman as this is a new contract for Craftsman. Craftsman also used to be the one before Camping World. So they used to be a really old one, and now they're also the brand new one. So anyway, that don't need to confuse it with all that. So anyway, so anyway, I'm being distracted by my so. But some of the truck drivers are, there's Matt Crafton, and again, it's kind of a no name. There's just NASCAR Cup Series is the one where you're going to just learn some names: Kyle Busch and Joey Logano, and Ross Chastain, and all the Hendrick boys. The William Byron will keep winning, and Alex Bowman will probably win some 1 or 2 or 3 races, and Kyle Larson better effing win 3 or 4 or 5 races. And Chase, the inconsiderate Chase Elliott. He'll probably still win 1 or 2 or 3 races and be in the playoffs, but he won't have enough points to advance. It's kind of anyway, too bad. So so anyway, that's the 3 primary. And if nothing else, I would just Chase. And I swear he won't become my new Denny Hamlin. I swear he won't. Hey, that's kind of like BBB. Let's see here. Chase. There's a Chase Briscoe. So we can be telling Chase Elliott. No. Okay. So they could. Okay. I think we can do 4 chases. So we can tell Chase Elliott to run after Chase Briscoe and then say, comma, Chase, who we're talking to. So Chase. You get it? Is that right? Chase? No, I guess I can't use his name at the beginning of the sentence and at the end of the sentence. It's got to be one or the other. So Chase. Okay, so the first chase is the verb, run after, and then Chase Briscoe, comma, Chase Elliott. Chase. Boy, these words, the things I do with my brain. I get it. Chase. Good thing there's Chase Briscoe. He's not new anymore, but I think it would be for. I think it can be, but I think it would be his name. Like I would be naming the person. I would be calling him out as the first one and the last one. I think Chase. Yeah, so it's still. I think first and fourth is still I think it would be 4. I think you're right. Chase. With the punctuation too. So Chase. So we got to have B. Now B's got to be 4 times then. I guess we need another B, but because Chase has another Chase, so he's cheating. So well, with the with the punctuation, yeah, you put the punctuation in, great. But we need 4 B's. We need a B. Anyway, I think we need a second B for that to work. But come on. I think I said this yesterday. Oh, now I'm going to get distracted. It's Ashley Banfield. Sorry about that. I'll cover up her face. So, come on. I've been following YouTube Live, since, Idaho 4, and certainly the first few months and weeks and hours, I was watching, 30 to 50 to 70 different streamers every 24-hour period. And I was watching, many minutes, many hours, many, just tons of stuff. And everybody says, oh, just be you, don't worry about the haters. Don't worry, just be you. So we were talking, that's how BBB came up. I think you were talking about something. I was like, oh, just be you for something. And I was like, wait, I can say BBB. So anyway, yeah, I don't get it. So anyway, okay, so we did the triple header. It's kind of a packed, and I don't, do I have the TV thing here? I do have NASCAR and TV, and they really do put extra things in there. It's probably something I don't really need to. Wow, I'm already at an hour, 6 minutes. Oh my goodness. How you doing out there? So so this kind of might confuse the series, or it might. Oh, this isn't highlighted. Like I print this up and then I highlight it, because there's just way too much information, so I have to highlight it to keep it all separate and stuff. But anyway, let's go over this. I'm going to do full screen layout, so I'm off screen for you, but now I'm going to go off screen for me, so I can't see your comments and stuff. So this says, this is at NASCAR.com, and it says NASCAR TV schedule, week of March 13th through 19th. It started today through Sunday. Their weeks are always Monday through Saturday, or pretty much always. So these are all Eastern Standard Time. So Monday, the earlier in the week, they do a lot of, they call them re-airs. I think I call them reruns, but replays, I don't know what to call them. But anyway, so Monday the 13th, so NASCAR Cup Series, and then that's the last week's race as a rerun. And then NASCAR Race Hub, I don't really watch them anymore. I used to, but I don't care for them anymore. And then Tuesday, the NASCAR Xfinity Series, see how that has the different series. And that's the race replayed. And then NASCAR Cup Series, that race replayed. And then NASCAR Race Hub. And I would love to get Dale Jr. down, love. I love seeing him on Twitter and stuff. And anyway, I don't have Peacock. So Wednesday, also the replays are at like 3 and 4 and 5 in the morning. It's kind of wild. But so Wednesday the 15th, 3 a.m. NASCAR Cup Series. I got feedback that the last night's race was like watching paint dry, which I don't think it was necessarily a real fun and exciting race, but I kind of like all races, or I guess I should say I dislike all races for about the same level of likeness or dislikeness. They're all just about the same to me, but I don't believe I've ever seen NASCAR on TV show the race 3 times. So I don't know if they got feedback that people like the race. I mean, I've never seen this before. But anyway, on Monday, Cup Series rerun. Tuesday, Cup Series rerun. And Wednesday, Cup Series rerun. So they played it. They're going to play it 3 times this week. So I don't know what that means. Anyway, then NASCAR Xfinity Series, they replayed that for a second time. And then NASCAR Race Hub, and then Dale Jr. Download. Peacock. So let me scroll it down to Thursday. Uh-oh. Let me go back on screen to see if there's comments and stuff. Sorry, I didn't know that was on the screen there. So I'm going to go back off screen. So Thursday, IMSA Porsche Carrera Cup. IMSA is another series. And on this schedule, there'll be 3 different series. We can let me just address the IMSA if I could. So at 9:15 a.m., one of the series is IMSA Porsche Carrera Cup. And then at 1:20 p.m., there's another series, IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. And then if you go to Friday, the first 9:15 in the morning, that's a third series, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. And just by the description, you can probably tell which one's the major one. Anyway, that third one, that's the top. That's like saying NASCAR Cup Series. So that's IMSA's top. So if someone says, hey, I'm going to watch IMSA this weekend, they mean that. They don't mean the second series is the IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge, which is like saying Xfinity. And then IMSA Porsche Carrera Cup is like not saying anything. That's even lower. I mean, it's a make series. So all the cars are Porsche Carrera Cups. I always thought that was weird, but when you have all the cars the same, then everything depends on the drivers. So some people find that exciting. I don't. I mean, I think it's a European thing. I guess I don't, whatever. So anyway, that's the IMSA. So anyway, to continue on Thursday, NASCAR's Greatest Races, NASCAR Race Hub, again, IMSA Michelin Pilot Challenge. And then the day, something happened, Atlanta, 1992. I don't know what, but they call it the day. So that sounds like something pretty serious happened. It's usually not good news. It's usually bad news. And then a whole bunch of Carrera Cups and then NASCAR Race Hub and Dale Jr. Download. And I think every week he has 3 shows, and I think they're all new. But that would be amazing that he does 3 downloads a week. Because he's really busy. He's on TV and he owns cars. And anyway, I think those are all new. I think Wednesday, it was Tuesday. What was it? I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So that's Thursday. That's Tuesday. Yeah. So I think most weeks he does Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And I think they're all new. So again, there's the day, Atlanta, 1992. And then again. So that is at 2 p.m., 7 p.m., 7 p.m., and 9 p.m. on different channels, but FS1 and FS2. But that must be a hell of an event if they're going to show 3 times in one day. So Friday, March 11th, 9:15, IMSA WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. And that's in Sebring. Now, I thought Sebring was last weekend, and I was going to check before I got on here, but I didn't. But that looks like it's brand new. They would say it's a re-air if it was last weekend. Or they would call it a delayed. They would say delayed if it happened, and now they're showing it as if it's live, but it's, a week later. Hey, News Nation is showing, I'm not in the picture, but I'm in the picture. When Brian Enton was brought into the courthouse, I was right there. I am right next to the camera. I wish I was in the camera. I don't recall the camera being that close to me, but it looks like they're right next to me. Go. And I was sitting in that chair right there. That was my chair. Wow. Am I going to go back out there? Okay. So, anyway, NASCAR's Greatest Races, 2005, Atlanta Motor Speedway. Don't know why that's a big deal. And I haven't got these MAV TVs. That's another subscription, and I don't have it. So I don't watch them, but I don't know what these are. The NASCAR Pace Laps, probably pretty cool. And then now it's starting to get into the real stuff. So NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is the truck series. It says qualifying. And then NASCAR Xfinity Series qualifying. And like I said, normally there's a truck race Friday nights, but not here in Atlanta. It's on Saturday. So there's 2 qualies on Friday. And then Saturday, let me find the races. Mine's highlighted so I can see. So when 1 p.m. is, oh, that's race day. Sorry. 2 p.m. NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. And I don't know what that 2023 Freight 208. So the sponsor, I guess, the entitlement sponsor is Freight, and then it's 208 laps. That's a confusing title. I don't like it. And then the Xfinity is at 5 p.m. NASCAR Xfinity Series, the Raptor 250. And then on Sunday, the should be the last thing, 3 p.m. NASCAR Cup Series 2023 Ambetter Health 400 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. So that's kind of that stuff. Oh, you're famous. Yeah, man. I was right there, but not almost famous. Isn't that what that yeah, man. I guess it's just like that movie, Almost Famous. Oh, you're famous. You know, that seemed, I always talk about how, you know, aspects of my life are always disconnected. But I mean, that I look at Brian Enton and I'm like, he's a TV personality on the TV. I don't think of him as he's the guy I met twice. You know, I mean, and we talked and I told him how, you know, I was kind of a fanboy. I definitely was a fanboy. I won't shy away from that. He probably thought stalker or something, but you know, I told him how great I thought he was, and he went, "Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate it." And then when I kept talking, he was like, "Oh, I really got to go," and he really did. There was some deadline stuff, but I think it was because I was talking too much. But anyway, now I look at him at TV, and I don't go, "Wow, I just met him 5 weeks ago." I'm like, "Hey, that's Brian Enton. He, you know, he's a celebrity." Our TV personality. Not, yeah, he is a celebrity. But anyway, I don't know how to describe him. So, anyway, am I going to go back there in June? I don't think I'll be able to fundraise that gas. I don't think I'm going back in June, but it's now that I'm back for, you know, the, what is it? The grass is always greener. Like, I can't think of the phrase I'm trying to think of, but you know how, you know, when you're dating someone and then you break up and it's a really bad breakup. And so you think of all the negative stuff, but as time goes by, you start thinking of the good stuff. And, Idaho was not fun. Idaho was not fun at all. I wouldn't even say it was, satisfying, but now that it's been a few weeks, I'm like, well, maybe it could be, it won't be winter time. It won't be 15 degrees, you know? So, I mean, there's reasons to think it might be worth going. Anyway, that's not what this stream is about. Oh, I do have an and. There it is. There's the and. That's the Idaho 4 right there with the and. Yep, that's Idaho 4. So, okay. So that was the triple header. So I think we did Formula One. Let me just show. I'm sorry I'm going so long here. Let's see. So I guess I just want to show the bracket. Probably most people know what the bracket looks like, but I just want to show it. And then I kind of want to show the, and I might go over every college if y'all don't mind, but I think I just at least want to show the quarters, you know, show the South and the Midwest and all that stuff. So, so let me, Almost Famous. Yeah. I was right next to that camera. If only they panned out. It was pretty intense. I mean, I was, or not intense, but again, it was that, like, there's Brian. I mean, the other Brian, the Brian Koberger, you know, the you know, that he's right there. And I'm off screen. Sorry. I thought I was on screen. So, so yeah, it was just weird being in that almost picture and looking at Brian Koberger and saying, wow, they I mean, a lot was going on. You know, they got him. They found him. They have him in custody. And, you know, for some reason I can't. Oh, wait. I was just going to say, I'm not exactly sure where that was, but I'm like, you got to remember where that was. But I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. It was not Idaho. I think that was Pennsylvania. So anyway, what I did last week, I don't remember. So it's always a blur. But so I'm pretty sure it was Pennsylvania. So I'm like, wow, they found him. He's in custody. He's going into court. He's doing whatever he was going to do, whether he was going to deny the, whatever it's called, pass on the, how quickly I lose all those terms. But, golly. Anyway, this is the bracket. It's not, I don't know how to shrink this to a full page, but if we did, we couldn't read anything. So I don't know if I know how to zoom it, but anyway, let me take me off screen. Full screen layout. So I'm off screen for you all. And then I'll go off screen for me. So, okay, this is 2023 NCAA Division I, which is the top division. I think there's 4 divisions, maybe. Division 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is Division I, the top, men's basketball championship. And then the first 4 is that long rectangle in front. That's Dayton, Ohio, Tuesday and Wednesday, March 14th and 15th. There's 2 games on Tuesday and 2 games on Wednesday. That's the really long school names, but the 2 16 ranks in the South are Texas A&M CC and Southeast Missouri State. And then the 2 11s in Midwest is Mississippi State, Pittsburgh. And then the 2 16th rank and just east is a Texas Southern and I think it's Franklin Dickinson. I forget what the F is. I think it's Franklin Dickinson. And then the 2 11th ranks in West is Arizona State and Nevada. So anyway, so I'm going to scroll up a little bit. I guess I'll do an overview. So I'm going to scroll up. So there's kind of 4 divisions or regions. I think they're called regions. So as you can see there's South on the left top and East on the left bottom. And there's Midwest on the right top and West at the, on the right bottom. And of course, most things you would say, why isn't it North, South, East, West? But for some reason, it's Midwest and then South, East, West. So anyway, so there's 16 teams. I mean, once the first 4 has played, once Wednesday night is done, there will be 4 teams instead of 8. And those 4 teams, like here, where at the top here, where I don't know if you can see my cursor, but it says TAMU-CC SEMO. So that's the Texas A&M CC and Southeast. So they're saying one of them will win. So once these 4 games are done, there'll be 4 winners and 4 of them will drop out. So each of these, the 16th rank, the 11th rank, they'll all, get changed. So then it will be 64 teams. So anyway, South has 16, Midwest has 16, East has 16. And I don't know, does it show? Anyway, because of gas and my limited budget, the only ones I can afford is Albany up here, if you can see my cursor. Midwest, the Midwest, which is the top division on the right. And Albany is the second city down. It says Burlington and then Albany. So Albany, the 2 of the 4 games that I would see is Miami, Florida versus Drake and Indiana versus Kent State. I don't have any attachment. I lived in Louisville, Kentucky, so Indiana is mighty close. I have cousins in Florida, but Miami, but nothing other than that. And then down here, Albany, St. Mary's versus VCU, and UConn versus Iona. Now, I think people guessed what the games were going to be, what teams were going to be in. And I saw many of people say that UConn was going to play Vermont. And I'm like, wow, I'm going to see Vermont, which again, I don't really have an attachment. My, two significant others that I can't talk about are somehow connected to that place. So, I'm not sold on the place, but it would be kind of cool to see. Anyway, for ranking, let me see what Iona is. Iona is 13th. Anyway, Vermont is in it, but way over here, and they're 15th. So I guess that's it. If they were 13th, they would be over here next to UConn, but now they're 15th, which is a big jump. Because there's 4 13ths and 4 14ths and 4 15ths. So that's a big, you're not dropping 2 levels, you're dropping 8 levels. So that's a big drop. Anyway, so that's the games I would do. And then I don't know. I have no idea where New York City is, but these in the middle. After Albany, it will go from 64 to 32 the first day, and then 32 to 16 the next day. So by the time I leave Albany, there will be 16 teams. Anyway, where it says Midwest, West, East, South, that's where the next set of cities would be. So New York City is one of those, and that's the only other place that I can go. I have the mileage written down somewhere, but it's anyway, that's probably enough for that. Let me stop that screen. So anyway, Albany is less than 2 hours. New York is, I think, 4, almost 5 hours. And then the next closest is there's like 3 or 4 locations that are 11, 12, and 14 hours away. So I'm like, a year ago or 2 years ago or whatever, there would be times that I'm like, yeah, I can do that. It's a cool enough city and blah, 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 blah. And I could raise money but I just can't do it anymore. Plus my car's not in the best shape. I really ought to have brake work done before I leave, but that may not happen. So, so I don't get it. Are you following that Vallejo? Are you following the blonde mom that was in a cult and she unalived her kids and stuff? Are you following that case at all? Valley or Valle? They won't put it on the screen. But I guess they're... Why do they keep showing that? They keep showing Alex's bald head. Who cares about Alex's bald head? I guess me. I'm looking at it. So, okay. So I think that was about all I was going to cover. It was mostly testing. I don't know, other than me talking, I wanted to make sure all the cabling was correct so that I would actually be streaming and everybody can see stuff. And so, yeah. It's really close to VALLOW. I think that's the spelling of it. And yeah, me not really either too. But I mean, they're trying to pull us in. She's a blonde and fairly good looking, but older. And I just thought it was a hubby and wife. And then I started hearing, well, he was a leader of a cult and he brainwashed her. And I'm like, oh man, that's, I mean, she's still guilty, so anyway, I'm like, it kind of, anyway, I wouldn't say I really enjoyed Murdoch's case, but it was pretty invigorating. Liza Bell listened to every single minute of it, and she didn't listen to anything else. She didn't read anything else. Nothing else. She just wanted law, everything about the court. So it was almost like I was being taught a class about the case and taking a test about about the court case every single day. I could ask questions, but boy, I better have learned something that day. So it was invigorating, to say the least. And plus I had an opinion about Murdoch and all that stuff. I hope we're right, man. He just wouldn't budge at the end. I know we're right, but I hope we're right. I do hope. But anyway, yeah, I always thought like, but now they're talking about, the unalive penalty. Do you get what I mean? So, and that could be on the table, or it may not be on the table for her, not for Murdoch. Is taken off the table for Murdoch. Which I didn't understand, but I think like, all right, Joe. Well, I shall talk to you later then. Let me know if anything stops working. I'll come back on if you need. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate everything you do. I hope to make some scheduling, but I don't know what. I don't know if it's going to be the March Madness or the Formula One, but I hope to schedule in advance. That was kind of cool. I did enjoy doing that for a couple of the streams and stuff. But anyway, thank you to the live viewers so much. Thank you to the commenters. Thank you to the spectators. All spectators are welcome. You are welcome to make a comment too, but you can spectate all you want. Go, spectators, go. And then also I wanted to shout out to the streams that are that I'm streaming to. At least sometimes they work. I just wanted to thank you all and thank you for the comments. You can comment here if it's possible, or you can comment there if it's not possible, or if it's possible. I think you can do both, and when it is possible. Anyway, so I just wanted to thank you all. Facebook profile, Facebook page, LinkedIn profile, my 2 YouTube channels. I guess I should type that in. And I'm sorry, I didn't notice about all my Nightbots, but it probably just came. So I've got to do the exclamation point. So that'll show my 2 channels that I like to look at it when it comes up. And then, wasn't that weird how Twitch went to both streams? That was so wild that Twitch did that. That was so wild. By the way, Twitch, I had a bot visitor. Okay, so I like to just read it instead of keep guessing. So please subscribe to my primary channel, which is the JoeHart PwD's 8641. JoeHart, person with disabilities, plural. I always do plural. I don't think anybody with a disability only has one. He usually has multiple ones. And the 8641 is an arbitrary number that YouTube chose. And I didn't change it. And my backup channel, which is currently, and I think it'll remain, but I'm not sure. I've, again, gotten feedback on what what might be a different, better option. But anyway, currently my backup channel is Francis Assistant -NK1GC. Francis is my cat, my companion animal. You know how they say humans don't own cats, cats own humans. So I didn't want to say slave or butler or anything, so I said assistant. So Francis Assistant -NK1GC. Nancy, Kevin, 1, George, Charlie. Thank you very much for seeing. And then, so those are my 2 YouTube channels. And then Twitch. You're loyal, and I'm still learning about you. And then Twitter, I love you, but it's really frustrating. You're not talking to StreamYard. StreamYard, you're not talking to Twitter. I don't want to be the mediator for your all's very messy divorce. It's strange that Twitter, the 2 of y'all, I don't get it. So anyway, as usual, I'll hit end broadcast, and then I have to hit it twice, and then it will stop. And then comments will stay open while I check all those streams. And then when I'm done checking those, which will be, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes after that, then I would leave studio, which would stop the comments. So I will probably do a thank you, B. And I think formally I spell it with 4 E's, 3 or 4. I forget. I'm going to do 4. And everyone. That will type up 4 times. And that goes, of course, it comes from Francis Assistant. It comes from JoeHart. It comes from JoeHart Invisible Disabilities Advocacy, which is my Facebook page. And then JoeHart 2, which is my Twitch. So anyway, I think that's it. So thank you. Sorry I talked too long. I really do want to get down to that hour or less, or I'll figure it out. I'll try to figure it out. Okay, so I'm going to hit end broadcast in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and now I'm going to count down for the second time I hit it, but that used to last for like 3 seconds, and now recently it seems to last for like 8 seconds. So anyway, I will hit end broadcast in 3, 2,